Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Friday, September 13th, 2024, will bring dramatic developments as Carter, Eric, and Steffi prepare for an important meeting related to Hope and her fashion line. This is not an easy meeting, as all three characters understand that the upcoming decision will have a strong impact on Hope's future. During the meeting, Carter, Eric, and Steffi are forced to make the decision to end their cooperation with Hope and her fashion line, Hope for the Future. Despite their efforts to maintain the existence of this brand, recent business figures show that Hope's fashion line is no longer as profitable and attractive as before. Officially firing Hope as a designer and ceasing production of her own fashion line is not only a big shock to Hope, but also marks a major change in the internal structure of the company. Hope, who once believed that the Hope for the Future fashion line was her vision and dream, could not accept the fact that it was all over. She not only lost her job, but also lost faith in her creativity and future. In the past, Hope invested her heart and soul into this line as a symbol of hope and the values she wanted to bring to the world. But now everything collapsed before her eyes, and Hope fell into a state of crisis. After the meeting, the scene shows Hope starting to direct her anger and frustration towards Steffi. To Hope, Steffi was not only a colleague, but also someone who had been involved in many personal conflicts in the past. The clashes in love and power have made their relationship more tense than ever. And now that Hope's career has suddenly ended, she cannot help but blame Steffi for this failure. Steffi, as a leader at the company and having a close relationship with Eric, is a major influence in the decision to fire Hope. This makes Hope feel that Steffi has secretly arranged to remove her from the company. The bitterness in Hope's heart gradually turns into a desire for revenge. Hope is no longer the calm and composed woman as before. Instead, she begins to have bolder, more drastic thoughts, willing to do anything to pay back Steffi for what she thinks Steffi has done to her. The question here is, how far will Hope go to vent her anger and seek revenge on Steffi? Will she seek to harm Steffi's career and personal life? The next developments promise to be dramatic as Hope begins to carry out her dangerous plans. The loss of her job, disappointment about the future, and uncontrollable anger are pushing Hope down a path she has never walked before. Not only that, the war between Hope and Steffi does not stop at work. It is likely to raise deeper emotional conflicts. Finn is currently an important part of Steffi's life, can become the next factor to be caught up in this war. Hope may not hesitate to use the relationship with Finn as a way to put pressure on Steffi, looking to hurt her from all sides. While Eric will soon leave the stage, veteran actor John McCook, who has been attached to the role of Eric for decades, recently shared about his decision to retire. McCook has played Eric since the early days of the show, and his departure will be a big turning point not only for the show, but also for the entire fan audience. In recent shares, John McCook talked about his pride in his long and successful career. He also expressed his gratitude for the love and support of the audience over the years. With the role of Eric, McCook created a character who was not only the soul of the Forrester family, but also a huge influence in the fashion industry of the show. His departure will leave an irreplaceable void in the hearts of fans. However, McCook also admitted that retirement was inevitable. At his old age, and after contributing so much, he felt that this was the right time to close his journey. Eric has been a central character in many of the Bold and the Beautiful's complex stories, from his troubled relationships to his role as the leader of the Forrester family, but it all came to an end. Eric's passing has raised a big question for the writers of B&B: how to close his story in the most worthy and impressive way. Some fans are wondering about the fate of this character. Will Eric have a peaceful and happy ending, or will there be a major event that brings pain to everyone? One of the most notable possibilities is that Eric's lung cancer may return. In the past, the show has mentioned Eric's health condition when he faced this dangerous disease. Although he overcame it once, no one can be sure that it will not return. If this scenario happens, Eric's facing death could become one of the most emotional stories in the history of the show. It is not only the end of a legendary character, but also a farewell to one of the icons of the Bold and the Beautiful. A tearful funeral could be the final culmination of Eric's story, and it could also be an opportunity for all the show's key characters to pay their respects and pay their respects. From the Forrester family members like Ridge, Steffi, and Brooke, to other rivals and friends, Eric's passing will have a huge impact on the entire town. Relationships will change, and the loss could be a factor in new developments in the remaining characters' stories. Some viewers have shared that they regret the decision to leave McCook and Eric, but also hope that their replacements will not disappoint them. While there is no official word on who will take on the new role in the Forrester family, finding a worthy successor to Eric's position will certainly be a big challenge for the producers. Will the successors be able to continue the story's appeal, or will they take the Forrester family in a whole new direction? Eric's departure will also open up new opportunities for other characters, with Ridge likely facing the challenges of leading his fashion company and family without his father. Steffi, as a strong and determined woman, may have to take on more responsibility. And for Donna, who had a long and complicated relationship with Eric, his departure will likely leave her with a lasting heartache. Regardless of which scenario plays out, Eric's end will certainly be a big one. For a character who has been on the show for decades, saying goodbye won't be easy, and the B&B writers will have to make some delicate and sensible decisions to ensure that Eric's end is both emotional and in keeping with the overall story.